We have Miss Valentine and Mr. Bursky on the line. Hopefully you can hear me because I'm trying to do the microphone cell phone trick again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
could hear you.
Okay.
Welcome, Walter.
I'm going to go ahead and start recording the meeting. Okay, so this meeting is now being recorded. So welcome everybody. We are here for the principal meeting, part of a two-part series meeting in which we have a principals meeting and then we can have a PAC meeting once we have a principals meeting. The format of the principals meeting pretty much is similar to a state of the school with some differences in which we go over some specific information regarding the PAC and a few other things. In order to have the PAC at least 5 parents and to messaging was sent to parents, emails were sent, links were sent, phone calls were sent, messaging on the school's website was posted. So this meeting was this is the second time we're attempting to have this meeting. This meeting was publicized on the different outlets that we have. So let's wait a few minutes to see if we have any additional parents join. Because if we don't have a quorum for this meeting, then we certainly can't have the parent advisory council meeting. So let's give it a few more minutes and hopefully we'll have some more parents joining us.
I'm just switching. Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you and I can see you.
Okay, I'm just switching because I feel rude not like showing my face. Should I turn off the other one then?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I switched. It hung up, right?
Yeah, the other one hung up.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, this new norm is no fun. I get it. Yeah. So, Mr. Jaramillo, sorry, I got the camera and then went off and then just started sending messages to parents just to see. Very frustrating. I first and foremost, as we're all taking time from our families tonight, I thank you. I think this is maybe our second, third attempt to do this. Like I've said before, I'm committed to this work at Steinmetz, not just for my son, but for other students at Steinmetz. And it's frustrating where we continue to try to engage parents. We need to hear from parents and community what is the best way to communicate, right? If we need to, as parents, start going door to door, then we'll do that. But I think it's just tough as we all have priorities. I've been working all day. I'm in between doing a meal for my family and doing this call. And I make it a priority because my children are priority. And if I really want to see my neighborhood school change, I need to be part of that. And I need to be part of the team that's making that happen. And we all have a voice. So it's frustrating to see that, of course, it's just us on the call. But I'm hoping that, right, this is being recorded and we could share this information just because there's a lot of work to be done and people are really quick to criticize, but then not be part of the change. Maybe underline, Mr. Jaramillo, what are these committees? What are they based about? Why are they important? And who could participate? So if parents then say, we didn't know about it or it's not important, is because they don't understand. But I think we've been trying at Steinmetz to do all we can for all the students at Steinmetz, all of them, and it's just very frustrating. So again, thank you, and I value your time and all the time you've taken to prepare this presentation. Thank you, Lourdes, for joining. It's okay if we're in our pajamas, however, but truly appreciate you joining. I think, right, it's important that we join. So again, my apologies that out of 1,200 students is just us, and it always seems to be us. And my husband's here too. He's in the background, right? So if we needed another parent, there's another parent. But I don't know what else to do, but just stay positive and continue to do what I can. And in trying to continue to support Steinmetz as we continue to move. So I don't know what else you need to do, but it's clear we don't have a quorum.
Yeah, sorry, my phone froze up now. It's just, I just realized I have my phone on. Hopefully now it won't freeze up with the internet signal. So we have Ms. Lourdes Sanchez who has joined us. So now we have a total of 3 parents in attendance. We'll still give it, a few more minutes. I mean, we're here for the time to allow parents to come in, and I'm sure it's difficult times, just with work schedules and difficult time of the year, and I'm sure parents want to be involved. It's just challenging right now with technology and in the current situation. We did do a survey, as you remember from our last meeting. I did send out a survey, and I did report out the results, I believe, at the last LSC meeting. Most of the parents preferred on Wednesday. Unfortunately, yesterday we had the LSC meeting, but around between 5 and 7 o'clock time frame. So, we're trying to do these meetings at 6 o'clock. And we also gave the option for weekends, and they said the preferred way to be contacted is to us through email. So we did send out those messages, one through the newsletter that goes out every week to parents, as well as a separate email message to all parents, students, staff members, and in addition to the postings that are online. So We're trying our best to communicate all this information. And we will continue to try to communicate on a regular basis, and send reminders out. And eventually we will get the quorum that we need. It's just we're going to have to think about things a little differently and maybe start making personal phone calls. I guess that would be the next step. Besides the robocalls, making personal phone calls and seeing how we can get more involvement in these meetings.
Can I say something? I'm sorry. Oh, it's
Sí.
an order? Oh, no.
I'm sorry, we can hear you. Go ahead.
¿Hay un orden?
No, not yet.
No,
We don't
no,
have.
Okay. Well, yo creo que podrían, cuando hayan así meetings, lo que le comenté ayer, Mr. Jaramillo, cuando hayan así meetings, sería bueno que manden a todos, incluidos ya ahorita los que son nuevos para el LSC, incluir todo para que ya de una vez se vayan envolviendo. O sea, eso he debido de ya de mandarlo y de una manera para que todos participen, porque no solamente van a participar cuando quieren ser elegidos, ¿verdad?
Correcto.
Entonces, tiene que ser para todos. Y ahí,
Yeah, let me translate. Lourdes, let me translate
yes.
that because we do have community members.
Oh, okay,
so
sorry.
basically what Lourdes is saying is that she would like, as a new LSC member, to start getting the information that the LSC and everyone is getting. So she could be part of it, because she's like, it's not just running for an LSC role as a parent or community, but to be involved. So she's basically just saying that she's she wants more involvement, more communication. So gracias, Lourdes. Thank you for that. And Mr. Jaramillo sends out, and Master Sergeant Davis sends out emails as well for what it has to do with LSC. We'll make sure that we continue to engage those new members.
And I'll just add to that, and then I'll translate into Spanish for Ms. Sanchez. We did send out the messaging regarding this meeting and the PAC organizational meeting in both English and in Spanish. We sent out emails. We posted it on the website, robocalls. So the messaging was sent out there. We sent it also to students as well as staff members and all parents. And in addition to all of that, we also put out a separate email. I'm sorry, we included that in the weekly email communications to parents, but in addition to that, we did a separate email specifically about this meeting, including the agenda. So I'll translate into Spanish, but we'll continue trying to, recruit and trying to communicate. But señora Sánchez, sí mandamos la información en un email separado que tenía la agenda para hoy en inglés y en español, y también para el Principal Advisory Council Organizational Meeting, la próxima junta que tenemos hoy. Y también nos mandamos la información en el mensaje que mandamos todas las semanas con los estudiantes en el email, y pusimos en el Facebook, y también hicimos llamada. Pero, entendemos que es difícil ahora. Hay muchas personas que están trabajando y tienen otros compromisos. Es bien difícil. Y también hicimos un survey que preguntamos a los padres a qué hora prefieren para las juntas y qué
Sí, me
día.
acuerdo de ese, sí.
Y muchas de las personas que contestaron, nomás fueron creo que eran como 80, dijeron que prefieren el miércoles desde las 5 hasta las 7.
Sí.
Ayer tuvimos el LSC meeting, hoy hicimos esta junta ahora a las 6, pero otra vez es difícil. Tal vez vamos a tener que hacer llamadas personalmente a los padres que conocemos íntimamente y preguntarle que participen y que si pueden venir a la próxima junta, porque todavía tenemos que tratar de hacer otra junta
Yeah.
para el Parent Advisory Council.
So, ¿cuántos
Yeah.
padres somos los que hemos sido elegidos? ¿Cuántos somos?
6.
6. De 6 solamente
Yeah.
somos 2 ahorita.
Exacto.
¿Y dónde están los otros 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ms.
Okay.
Lourdes, Ms. Lourdes asked, she says, okay, so how many members were elected? And I said 6 members were elected. And she says, but there's only 2 parents currently on the call. And I said, yes. So to that point, Lourdes, I've been here for a little while now, and some of my gray hairs is to that. But I think it's always been historic, right? We're not looking at something that is new for Steinmetz. I think what we need to start talking about is what do we do different, right?
Yes.
What do we do different to get more parents involved?
Yes.
You know, and we're flexible, right? If we have to meet on a Saturday, we'll meet on a Saturday. So I think that's where we're at. Where we're at is where do we meet people at? You know, so we're committed, you know.
I know.
At least me and my family, we're committed, but if we don't have the supports, then what do we do?
Yes.
But
yes.
what we appreciate everyone that's taking the time, right? And like Jaramillo said, people are working, it's a hard time. This technology stuff is not, you know, perfect either. So that's why we have to also, as a school, start advocating what do we do with Parent University, right? Let's get CPS to open that up so then parents at least have a place that where they come and we're engaging with each other. So it's an interesting time. We're in a pandemic and we get it, but we value everyone's time. So thank you for joining. Thank you.
No.
And Mr. Keeler is also
quería
joined us.
decir solamente quería decir una cosa. Yo entiendo, lo único que no tengo facilidad es para expresarme, ¿ok? Pero no es necesario que me traduzcan a mí, ¿ok? Ya, es la única. Sí, para no estar haciéndoles perder tiempo, o sea, yo entiendo todo, la única dificultad conmigo es para hablarlo, es todo.
Lourdes, usted me conoce a
okay?
mí. Usted nos conoce desde hace mucho tiempo. Si en su lenguaje español tiene que hablar en su lenguaje.
Okay.
So Ms. Lourdes is apologizing and she's saying, I understand everything that's being said in English, but it is my native language, Spanish, and I feel comfortable expressing myself in Spanish. So I think talking about, I just got it out of a call today about how we all heal together during this pandemic. And that's part of what we're talking about, right? Is understanding cultural differences and that some of these meetings could go for 30 minutes or could go for an hour. But if we need to cater to our parents, if it's in Spanish, if it's in Polish, if it's in whatever that language is, we have to accommodate. So Lourdes, you no reason to apologize. I think this is about learning about each other's culture. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and I understand because my Spanish is not perfect. So you know I can understand, I can read, write, and everything in Spanish. So I don't necessarily need translation when I'm listening to something in Spanish, and I'll watch Spanish TV and read books in Spanish. But you know, my comfort level in speaking Spanish, the words don't necessarily always come as quickly as I would want it. So you know, I don't get as much practice as I would want. So I totally understand that you can understand and you don't need translation and everything. But when it comes to speaking, it's just easier for me to express myself in English. And definitely when I get to use my Spanish, either at home or around family, you know, I try to use it when I can. So I definitely understand the comfort level. And so I did mention earlier, Mr. Keeler's joined us on the line as well.
Welcome. Thank you for joining.
And we are recording this meeting.
Thank you.
And so we do have about 8 more minutes left, and we need to proceed to our next meeting. Unfortunately, again, since we don't have a quorum, we can't have this meeting. We can't have the next meeting without having this meeting. So I invite you all to stick around. We will stay on until 6:30, and then what we'll do is we'll transition to the other meeting. And if any parents come in, we'll invite them and let them know the situation, and then go from there. So the next meeting is supposed to be the Parent Advisory Council organizational meeting, in which we need to have at least 5 parents, and we need to have this meeting as a prerequisite. And then we would typically at that meeting go ahead and select officers, and then we would select meeting dates and so on.
So I apologize for coming in late. I was in another meeting. I guess they choose Wednesdays and Thursdays for meetings all the time. But this particular meeting wasn't it for the PAC, or what was this meeting for?
Yeah, so in order to have a PAC organizational meeting, what's required is that first we have what's called a principals meeting with the parents. And basically the principals meeting is almost like a shortened version of the state of the school address that you guys seen yesterday during the LSC meeting. So once we do that, that'll take about half an hour. Then we can go ahead and proceed with the PAC meeting, PAC organizational meeting. But we can't have a PAC organizational meeting until this meeting happens. And in order for this meeting to happen, we need to have a quorum of at least 5 parents, and same for the PAC organizational meeting.
Got you. Question. Would the community reps qualify for the PAC?
Unfortunately, no. It has to be parents who are on the Parent Advisory Council, and the positions have to be held by parents. But I appreciate your inquiry and offer.
Okay, because I know that in the past in different schools, as long as the community member from the councils don't involve themselves as the president or any of the officers, they're allowed to be part of the PAC.
As we're on the line, since we have time before we go into the PAC meeting, I will go ahead and look at the rules. But my understanding is that we need to have a minimum 5 parents for the quorum. And as being a parent, a council that's representative of a group of parents, it would need to be parents who make up the Parent Advisory Council. So I'm going to go ahead and look through my documents. Mr. Keelis, if you're still on the line, I'm looking at the PAC presentation, and I mean, this is not confidential documents or anything like that. We were going to have review these documents in the next meeting. Since we don't have a meeting going on right now, I'll just show it to you on the screen real quick. So give me 1 second. This was going to be the presentation, part of the presentation for the next meeting. And let me get the right document here on the screen. And so the election guidelines regarding the PAC is that only parents of a current child may run for office for the PAC, and only parents present in the virtual session may vote. Must be present in the meeting to be considered as PAC officer candidates. And then it just goes into what the responsibilities are and how to go about voting. So yes, just to clarify, I'm sure you could be a participant by joining the meetings and speaking up at the meetings and being active, but only the parents can actually be officers for the PAC.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned before.
Okay, all right, thank you. Well, hopefully that clarifies that for everyone.
So we have me, we have my husband, we have Lourdes, and that's the only people that count?
At the current time of who's ever here, yes, for to be able to have a quorum and to run the meeting and to be able to run for office, that's correct.
So let me ask you a question. When you say there has to be a quorum, if there's only 5 board elected officers in the PAC and you have 3 parents present, is it that quorum?
No, so I'll refer you to the slide that I'm presenting now. This comes directly from FACE and Pam Price and the office that works with parent advisory councils. The rules are, in order to have a quorum for the parent advisory council, you need to have a quorum of a minimum of 5 parents. And so those are the rules that are in place to have a quorum for the PAC. So that's the minimum. And so I apologize. We've come to the end of our time. It's about 6:30, and we do need to transition to the next meeting. What I'll do for your convenience is I will copy the link to the next meeting and put it in a chat, and that way you could just go directly to that meeting. It is a different link. So give me 1 second, and I'll put it in the chat, and then it'll just be a second because I'll have to transition over to that meeting and then let everyone in. So I will put it in the chat right now. Here's the link. You may want to copy it and paste it into a browser, and then it'll probably just put you in a waiting room until I move over to the next meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now so that I can join the other meeting. Okay. Hello? All right, there we go. Now I think I'm on the audio. So let me get my other presentation ready. Thank you for joining our PAC organizational meeting. Let me get my presentation ready. And, give me 1 second here.
Mr. Jaramillo,
Yes.
I'm sorry. My husband, he just came from work, so he's here with me.
Okay. Thank you very much. So now we have 4 potential parents. If we can get 1 more, then we can go ahead and we still won't be able to vote or anything because we did not have the principals meeting, but at least we would have enough people for a quorum, but we still can't conduct business without having the prerequisite of completing the other meeting.
So now it doesn't matter if one parent joins, we just go through this meeting, basically.
Right, we wouldn't be able to
Okay.
select officers or anything without having the other meeting.
All right.
And I apologize, let me hit record.
Mr. Jaramillo, how long is this meeting?
This meeting is also about half an hour. I
Okay.
apologize. The meeting is
Because I will
recording
have
now.
to come off right at 7 because I have another call.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, whether you're on it or not, since we didn't have the previous meeting, we can't have this meeting. So if you have to leave, then I understand. But I just want to wait around out of respect for any parents that may show up, so that I could explain to them what the procedures are and why we're not able to conduct our organizational meeting.
That's fine. I'm here till 7. I'm just letting you know, just if it goes over.
All right, thank you. Hello, thank you for joining us. We have Nakia Scott and someone from the 36th Ward staff.
Yes, my son attends Steinmetz.
Oh, thank you very much for joining us. This is the Parent Advisory Council meeting. We are hosting this meeting as a part of a two-part series. The first part was at 6 o'clock, which is the principals meeting, in which we talk about the state of the school. And in order to have the Parent Advisory Council organizational meeting, we need to have that first part in order to have the second part. Unfortunately, we didn't have a quorum for the 6 o'clock meeting, and we don't have a quorum for this second part. So unfortunately, we can't go into the business of electing officers or anything for the Parent Advisory Council. But I just want to thank you for coming and joining us today. We are going to have to reschedule this meeting and send out another notice. So because in order to have this meeting and conduct business, we need to have 5 parents minimum as part of this meeting. So thank you so much for attending and joining us. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Can we attend the first meeting as well? Because I thought the principal advisory was a selected team that was only invited. But could I have attended that one as well?
Yes, both meetings are part of the same process. So the first meeting is more like the state of the school. Uh, they call it the principals meeting. And yes, that's
Mhm.
open to everybody. And then that's a prerequisite in order to have the next meeting, which is this one, which is the Parent Advisory Council organizational meeting. So, you know, I appreciate you asking that question. Maybe it wasn't worded exactly clear as it should have been in the emails and the messages. So I will make a note of that when we send out the next round of invitations, that I really spell that out, that both meetings are open for everyone and part of the a two-part series.
Okay. Is it a way that I can get your email? Because I was just I was looking on the Steinmetz website and saw that you all have a meeting.
Sure, absolutely. Are you joining by phone or are you on the computer?
I'm by phone
Okay,
on the
so
computer. So I
oh,
just clicked on the Google link.
okay, so I'm gonna put in the chat my email address. Um, if you can see it, if not, I could say it out loud if you want to write it too. Either way, it's JGJARAMILLO@cps.edu. I apologize. I actually put it in the chat and
I see it.
my finger skipped an L. So let me just put it up there again.
Okay.
Sorry about that. There you go. The second one has the 2 L's at the end. So there's the email, and feel free to email me, and I'll go ahead and send out whatever information, or you could email me whatever questions you may have.
Okay,
Hi,
I'll definitely do that.
hi, welcome. My name is Vanessa Valentine, also parent at Steinmetz. I'm also your local school council chair. So this is not just the only meetings you could join. There's also what's called the local school council, which that's an elected body for the school, which works on the CIWP. It works on the budget and the principal evaluation and selection. So I would love to see you get engaged in those meetings. So Mr. Jaramillo, if you could share with her as well those upcoming meetings. We are eager to get parents to get involved. So welcome to the Steinmetz family. And I look forward to meeting you when this pandemic is over and we could continue to work to help Steinmetz move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. I definitely will. I missed the LSC meeting because my intentions were to come to that one as well. So I'll definitely be on the lookout for the next meeting. I'll actually include my email in the message part so that any future events that take place, I want to, so that I can be notified and put it on my calendar.
Absolutely.
So I'll put it in a message
Awesome.
as well.
Awesome.
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 Thank you. And also, just if well, I could send you all the information once I have your email, but also make sure that your email is, I'm gonna write that down. And I'll check to make sure it's on the parent portal, because when we send out the mass mailings to all the parents and guardians, it goes based off of what is in parent portal. So we just want to make sure that it's updated in parent portal. And also, let me write that down, 1974. And also we send out usually we send out the same messaging on a weekly basis in the student email, as well as a parent email in a what's called a YAM email. And that one will usually have announcements at the bottom. And you could also be on the lookout for, any announcements about upcoming LSC meetings or PAC meetings or committee meetings and so on. But again, thank you so much. I wrote down your email. Go ahead and, if you email any questions, I'll respond back. And I'll also make sure to, like I said, to do a search to make sure that we see you in the parent portal.
Okay, definitely. Go ahead. I'll send it to you, Miss, as well as Miss Vanessa, so that you'll have it as well.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No
Thank
problem. Have a good
you.
evening. Bye
You
bye.
too. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Well, if there's a victory tonight, it's that phone call. So it's all well worth it.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. And it's good to see that the messaging is getting through. It's just, it is a challenging time. So that's great to hear. But even with all the different ways we send out messaging, it's still, there still has to be, there just has to be another way, a better way. Um, and again, I don't want to blame everything on the pandemic. During the school year, it is difficult as well. But it's just a little bit easier in a way, because we're more active and seeing the students and constantly reminding them, and there's more activities going on, so parents are frequenting the building a little bit more. And right now, everything may feel disconnected, even though we're trying to reach out to parents.
Well, hopefully this is over soon and we could be right back where we left off, and then we could try to make it work, It's like I'm here chatting with my husband. We're like, we know a lot of people, right, that we could call and get on the phone call, but you want parents to get involved because they want to get involved, right? So it is what it is. We'll continue to try and we'll figure it out. Thank you, Lourdes, for joining.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I was disconnected.
Mr. Jaramillo, I'm gonna excuse myself.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much for attending once again, everybody. We've waited, it's almost 7 o'clock, so I'll go ahead and stop the recording, and we'll try this one more time, and try some other strategies to get members to get parents to attend. So again, thank you very much, everybody, for attending.
Good night, everyone. Happy holidays.
Good night.
All right, good
Happy
night.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.